We're getting ready to jump into another episode of The Expanse, and when I tell you I cannot stop thinking about the last episode, I cannot stop thinking about the last episode. I don't mean to make a ridiculous pun, but the last episode had this incredible explosive quality to it, and it really just kind of took off. There was so much action, and yeah, there was still like some world building as we had a scene here and a scene there, but mostly we were just focused on the happenings of the Martian ship. I definitely felt like we grew closer to some of the characters, got to know them a little bit better, even if they killed off my favorite in the process. At least I'm assuming that Shed's not coming back. The missing head thing is kind of a giveaway, I think. I did want to reference two things that I don't think I mentioned. First of all, there was, I think, a single scene with a character who on that episode's IMDb is listed as Colonel Frederick Lucius Johnson. Why is that so hard for me to say? That was super interesting, wasn't it? If any character we've met so far is an actual bad guy, my money is on him. The way he commanded the room, the way, first of all, the whole thing with the Latter-day Saints is interesting. And them hiring him to like build this thing, and the way they were like questioning it because of his ties to the OPA, and he like kind of strong-armed them into saying, no, I'm staying on and you're just going to be happy about it. It was super intriguing. I imagine we'll see more of him at some point. I'm not saying he's 100% a bad guy, but he specifically asked for updates about the happenings of the attack. Who is he? I want more info. I'm sure we'll get it eventually. Also, there is another character who has been in every episode so far. I think her name is Octavia Must. Names are hard today. It's probably because I was just getting sugar and now my mouth is not prepared to speak properly. But she's been in every episode talking to Joe Miller. She just shows up at some point, and every single time I see her, for some reason, I just never expect to see her again. I just always thought like, oh, she's probably like just here for like this one scene, but then she's in the next episode. And so I just wanted to draw attention to her. I like her as a character. I wonder if we'll get to know her. It's clear that after 4 episodes, she's probably going to be around, probably in this episode. So I'm excited to potentially see more of her character. And it's almost like a game. Like, who actually are the main characters of this show? And at this point, I'm going to say anyone we've seen in all 4 episodes is a contender. Probably. For sure, the crew that just blasted off, the only survivors of that attack that left in that really cool ship, I imagine they're like the core of the show. But there's probably a lot more to come, and this has been the longest intro ever. Whoops, let's watch the episode right now for the very first time. All right, reunited. Oh man, that is, wow.
You're an idiot. Nice to see you too, Mom.
I said keep your head down, keep your eyes open. Please tell me this is just a get-well present for yourself.
Okay, you don't understand.
Please.
She was teaching him.
She's been teaching me.
Maybe there's more to it than that.
Pretty good too.
You think all this is gonna help you?
It came from a real fountain of police wisdom. Look the other way, take your bribe, do as little as possible.
Hey, you see any extra holes in me, pal? What's the name of the scumbag that paid you to lure him down to Medina so they could jam up a cop?
You put your hands on her again, and you see how fast I get out of this bed, Miller.
I like Dominic a lot. Are we just floating out here? Wake up, you have blood on your face. Not the ideal way to wake up, but...
Did you get enough sleep, Princess?
Amos, wow.
Come here and help me.
Do you know what you're doing?
He might have a broken leg.
I fix ships,
I'm not a
people.
doctor. I know that's his bone, but I just want to like rip it out. Okay. Woo! All right, that'll wake you up in the morning.
I'm not shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't think Shed knew what he was doing. Yeah, thanks, Amos. Woo! These scenes are great. Probably not too bad.
Good as new.
What's her status?
She purrs like a kitty at 12 G's.
No. Is anybody following us?
Scope's clear. I shut down the drive and the transponder as soon as we cleared the debris field.
And no one knows that we're alive.
That's right.
Yep.
Then who just sent us a message?
why is he the only one paying attention? I guess because he was looking that direction. I'm like, he is injured. How come he's the only one who is noticing the important things and taking care of business today? Makes me like Amos a bit more, but he was the only one looking in that direction, right? So it evens out, elevating his competence without necessarily diminishing anyone else's. 11 years ago. Okay, someone's backstory, maybe multiple.
That's a match.
Blue.
Itagin. This is Anderson Station.
Anderson Station, this is UN-1. Are you ready to surrender?
My name is Fred Johnson, Director of Operations at Tycho Station.
That's the guy.
I don't know who you are or what your intent may be, but unless you're trying to start a war, you need to contact me.
Isn't he some kind of big shot for the OPA?
Yeah, what does it matter? He offered us help. We have to go somewhere. We're the only survivors from the Canterbury and the Donager. We look like terrorists. No one's gonna believe our story. I wouldn't believe us.
You can't trust Fred Johnson. We all know what he's capable of.
That was like 10 years ago. People change.
I vote no.
Is it a democracy?
Holden's got a point.
Is he gonna diverge?
I'm with you, boss.
Whoa.
Then it's 2 against 2. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, I thought he was looking at Holden when he said that. I guess it makes sense that he'd be looking at Naomi. Holden was barely in command in the first place. I feel like that should give him the tiebreaker at least.
Remember the can.
Supposed to be a couple minutes ago. It's everywhere.
Does Miller know yet?
He didn't show today.
Show me this ship's flight path. Show me Julie's projected flight path for the scapula.
As they turn it so we can see it.
Havelock is one of us. This is still our station. Let's make sure that people don't think otherwise.
For Havelock.
That smell.
It's cold coffee.
That's what I mean.
Since when do you drink coffee?
Wasn't he hunting it down like the whole time we'd known him?
Planning on doing anything about it?
Yeah, I was planning on hunting the guy down and killing him. Real slow.
Oh, right after you find your little rich girl, shake down her daddy for a big payday.
You got me.
All right, well, Miller, I'll leave you to it.
You know, everything going on out there, it's all got to do with her. Julie Mao.
Yeah, come on, let her know it's more than just a shakedown.
You know that memory crypt that we took out of that stiff? It had an unregistered flight path. Left Phoebe Research Station and it was headed for Eros, okay? Maybe something's being transported on this ship. I'm thinking Julie's ship was sent out to intercept it. And then, suddenly, ships start blowing up, the Canterbury, the Donager. It's gotta be connected.
Maybe this is above your pay grade.
I don't think I can crack the case.
You need to take this upstairs.
So I think she means you're gonna get yourself killed.
Maybe.
She's worried about you.
The terms that we've outlined are clear
11
and
years
simple,
ago.
and until they're met, we're not giving up control of the station.
We do not negotiate with terrorists. Is that clear?
Yes, I understand.
Think about your children.
So Fred sees them as terrorists.
We need to surrender now. I'll take charge if you're losing your nerve.
You can't tell us to stop.
Or we're seeing all this through like security cam.
We should have dumped a few more bossmen into space when we had the chance. Station manager.
That's a really nice detail.
If we surrender now, it's as good as killing our own children.
They're taking out the generators!
Don't be scared, okay?
I feel like they should be scared. Guess I didn't realize he died.
You know I'm an engineer. Life support.
Things look good. Except for that.
What's going on?
Ask the ship, it seems to know everything. But there's nothing to fix.
You fixed my leg? Why not go to Tycho if we got nowhere else to go? I always back your play because you always do the right thing. But usually I can figure out why.
It's not the place, it's the man. Guys with causes. Causes that get people killed.
So where should we go?
You have to go somewhere. You know what? The inside of this ship is designed really well. Also, I'm hoping, like, is this their Serenity? Is this their Firefly? Let's go.
I'm sorry about your partner, and I assure you, the
piece of trash who tried to crucify him is not one of our ranks. He's not even remorseful.
Oh, wait a second. Have you talked to him?
How would you know that?
Because as we speak, he's in an OPA safe house. He believes he's under my protection.
But he's not? Let's go get him. Let's go pick him up.
What do you see?
A series for Belters, run by Belters. Right now, the OPA controls most of the grid's air, power, water.
And if the Earthers don't play nice.
All we've ever known is low G and an atmosphere we can't breathe. Earthers get to walk outside into the light. They see the stars, and they think, mine. Earthers have a home. It's time Belters had one too.
I mean, everyone deserves a home, right?
He's yours to do whatever you think is right.
Sounds like a bribe.
I haven't asked you for anything.
Yet. What do you want?
Julie Ma was one of ours. I want to find out what happened to her just as much as you do. Go get your justice, Miller. Make it pretty.
Dawes is super interesting. I kind of like him. I don't know if I agree with his point of view or not, right? Like, he makes a lot of great points. The question is, are his points valid or are they just his perspective? I don't know. I don't know if I have enough information yet. Do the Belters have a home and he doesn't feel like they do, and so he's just getting everyone on his side? Or is it really, are they really kind of like oppressed and stuff?
So no one outside the station knows this is happening.
That's why we need to surrender.
Oh man, it's not going good 11 years ago.
We're surrendering to the Marines.
UN Command, this is Anderson Station. We're issuing our unconditional surrender. We're unarmed. We have women and children with us. Copy? I repeat, we surrender.
Fred, come on. I will stay tuned.
Gave way to violent mobs who targeted Martian.
Looks like we're not the only ones who remember the can.
What the hell?
It can't be. Hey, when you sent that message to Fred Johnson, you didn't give him names or anything, did you? No. Well, partner, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to stay anonymous now.
What? Oh gosh. Did he just become the face of rebellion, or what's up? Kind of like trying to put the toothpaste back in the bottle, you know, because the bottles toothpaste come in. Tube. That's the word. A can of worms. They're out. Pick your own metaphor or analogy.
Julie Mao. You know her.
Julie Mao chartered my ship. But that was a couple years ago. It was nothing. OPA throws me work from time to time. Happy to wear their tat, take their money.
Happy to take Julie Mao's money, too, huh? Babe in the woods. Long way from home.
As wrong about her as I was. A month into the trip, we stopped over at the mines on Callisto. A tunnel collapsed had torn open veins of cadmium, and people were dying from the vapors. After 2 days down at the aid camp, I begged Julie to get out of there, but she said she was okay. Helping kids who lost their parents, folks who were choking on the blood in their lungs.
Hard not to like
saw
her.
Shed a tear over the fact that she had to take anti-cancer meds for the rest of her life. Only time I did see her cry. These Belters at a rally told her, "You're one of us now." She was hanging around some hardcore OPA.
Like?
Anderson Dawes. A few weeks before she shipped out, she asked me to hook her up with the data broker.
That guy.
Where'd he work out of?
He'd kill me if I told you.
He's dead.
Tech Noir, level 14. Asked the clerk for a Sherpa.
Sherpa.
You don't understand, Julie?
She went out there, probably got herself killed over some stupid cause she barely understood anyway.
I bet she understood it pretty well. All I know is she wasn't dead in the opening scene of the show. And every story I hear about her makes me like her more. So I'm rooting for us to find her and see what comes.
UN Command, we surrender. Do you copy?
What do we do?
There's an auxiliary type beam transmitter mounted on Toro 5. Should be able to relay the station's camera footage and broadcast out. 4 days ago, the miners working for the Anderson Hyosung Corporation took control of the station in an effort to protest the treatment of our children. She and the other children have been diagnosed with what the medics are calling hypoxic brain injury. It's due to the low oxygen working environments. You're denying that problem even exists. We didn't intend for anyone to be hurt during our protests, and for that I am sorry. We have tried repeatedly to surrender to the UN Marines.
I believe him. I'm on their side. This seems like they died. Oh no. There has to be a reason we're seeing the story of the Anderson station that ties into our current day story.
Anderson Station is secure. All terrorists have been subdued.
That's not secure, that's dead. Colonel Fred Johnson, the butcher of Anderson Station. Dang. The butcher of Anderson Station.
You have my solemn promise that you will not be harmed, and you will be granted safe harbor on Tycho. Since you've chosen to remain anonymous, I can only hope you have no hostile intent. We'll need to change your transponder code in order to avoid detection.
I certainly don't trust him. I suppose the purpose was just to strike fear into our hearts about these guys potentially going to visit, maybe even joining his side, his team.
Transponders are designed not to be tampered with. We could be a supernova a few seconds from now.
Well, we won't have to worry about Tycho.
That's true. Good looking out. Good positive attitude. Mr. Brightside over here.
We need to give the ship a new name to complete the override.
Serenity.
Rocinante.
Ah.
Huh? It's Spanish for workhorse.
Don Quixote. One of my patrons. Thank you for encouraging me to refamiliarize myself with some of Don Quixote. I listened to an Audible, like, modern day version of Don Quixote. It was pretty really interesting. This is our Serenity. I am here for it. I feel like one crew member short. We need Shed, but he's dead. Has no head. We'll settle for anyone else instead. I said what I said. Sorry for the rhyming.
For a Sherpa.
That was a great way to do it.
You work back here. That's all I know.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna find something back here. Is that a rat with a techno part sticking out? This is gonna be your bunk? Pretty nice room, honestly. It comes with booze. Welcome to the ship gift, right? No? Alex loves flying it. So much coffee. What a great time to be alive. Well, actually, maybe not. I love how coffee is just such a luxury throughout this show. This feels like such a reset, right? This feels very much like the calm before the storm. Like we're resetting before we hop further into the narrative, which is so interesting to me for so many reasons. I'm just so intrigued by the structure of this show. Ah, Julie Mao has something secret in there. Yes. This one's gonna tell us something. We'll look at it later, though. Oh, no. Who are these people? We always gotta... That was a good hook to leave us on. We think we're gonna get some information. We think we're gonna finally learn something about Julie Mao, and then, nah, just kidding. We gotta have a detour because Joe Miller's... Well, he's been taken by some, I'm assuming, bad people. Plot twist, they're the real heroes of the show that we've been building towards. Probably not. Another great episode as we continue the story of The Expanse. I'm so intrigued just by the structure and the format of this show and the way we're telling the story. I have to imagine it's at least partly because of the source material that the show is based upon. I don't know how much it adheres to following the narrative of the book series, but we're 5 episodes in. We're halfway through the first season, and to me, it still feels like we're laying the foundation for the story, the foundation for the show. And maybe that's because it is so much of a mystery and we're just building the narrative. And this week we mostly stuck to following Joe Miller's investigation that it's getting somewhere. It still feels like we're so far from getting any type of answers. We know we're dealing with her in the OPA and kind of figuring out what she was doing, what her goal was, but it's been interrupted because of, well, They grabbed him. They napped him. They kidnapped him. I don't know what they did. They captured him is probably the best term for it. Presumably because he's investigating Julie Mao, maybe because he's getting close to answers. And of course, we spent a good amount of time with our core crew on the Rocinante, which is very exciting. And this episode, especially for them, felt like taking a breath, taking a pause, letting them get acclimated and comfortable on their new ship, which I think is really cool. I'm excited that it kind of feels like they have a home base, that maybe they're not going to go back to be miners. They're kind of on their own journey now, whatever it may take. But of course, we also had the story of Anderson Station, which told us, hang on, wait a second, this Fred guy, maybe we shouldn't trust the butcher of Anderson Station. Maybe it's not good that that's where our crew is headed. I don't know. I'm excited for the journey. I'm nervous for the journey. I'm curious about the journey, but it still feels like we're just laying the foundations for the journey. And I think that's great. Time will tell. It depends upon where the journey is going. But based on the love that the fans of The Expanse and my patrons and my channel members have for the show, I'm just so optimistic and excited, and I'm enjoying everything we've experienced so far. And we didn't touch base on Earth or with Mars this week, but we still had the great world building with Anderson Station. And I know it's too late to do anything about it, but could we pump in some more oxygen into some of these places? I imagine it is, of course, it is a very valuable commodity, air and water. We don't want to waste it, but we should meet the body's basic physical needs so our kids don't sustain brain injuries. That it should be a no-brainer, and because it wasn't, kids now have no brains, or in the case of the Anderson Station crew and families, no lives either. Real shame. And I blame Fred. So naturally, Fred's awful. I feel like I was right in my initial assessment to be wary of him. I think he's a genuine evil bad guy. That's my belief now. We'll see if the show challenges that or tries to change my mind, but it's pretty ingrained. I don't know if I'm even open to changing my mind on that one. We'll see. Hopefully I don't have to. It's fun to have someone just to root against, right? All right, tell me your thoughts on this episode and the story of Anderson Station. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you for watching. If you don't want to wait for next week to watch the next episode, you can watch the next 8 weeks worth of episodes, which probably equates to about 12 or so episodes right now on Patreon/Casual Nerd Reactions. I'm on there. You can watch the next 2 months of reactions as well as full episode reactions. If you're only looking for the early access to these episodes on YouTube channel memberships at the early access level, I do have these on here for you as well. If you don't want to leave the YouTube app, check it out, and I'll see you next week. Bye.